Alright, now that the top 10 worst movies is out the way, we can do some good shit. Top 10 best movies of 2022. Let's go. It's finally here. Let's talk about it. Thank you guys for rocking with me 12 months out of the year. My channel. Have a good time. Thank you. Well, me and my boy's channel, my brother's channel, Charlie. Gone forever. So let's just get into it real quick, guys. That's it. Thank you. I don't want to make these videos longer than it is. I'm still a little hungover from the other video. That was some shit. Let's talk about top 10 best movies of the year. Like I said, haven't seen everything. Some movies you're going to be like, why that on your list? That wasn't good. This is my personal list. So whatever your list is, put in the video comment section. Let's talk about it. So here's my list. Here we go. Coming to number 10. This movie. Number 10 for me. I saw this movie and I was like, I always pride myself to have an animation somewhere on the top 10 best list, but the animations this year were kind of like not that great. This one I was like, the soundtrack is what kind of kept it going for me, that I'm like, yes, I listen to it to this day. And this movie from that soundtrack is Turning Red. I know, the period panda. You're like, what the fuck? Why is that on the... What? I can't help it. One, I love that panda. That panda is just adorable. It's fluffy. I love it, and I want to hug it and just snuggle it to death. That's just my personal preference. It ain't weird that it's like a 12-year-old girl is animated, so it's not weird. You're the weirdo. I had a great time with it. Had a fun watching it. It was reminding me back of the early 2000s and the music and the soundtrack. That was awesome. That was dope. So that's why Turning Red just still is number 10 for me. I had a good time with it. It's one of my favorite movies. One of the movies I'm gonna remember from this year. So yeah, that's why it's number 10. Here's number 9. Number 9 for me. I told you Pinocchio. Disney Pinocchio was like a worse movie. This Pinocchio by Guillermo del Toro. That one was actually really good. It was a movie and I'm like, we gotta keep stop motion movies alive, because that's definitely like an art form. That's definitely like a style that should keep going throughout the rest of, eternity. Because I like that, like, stop motion stuff that was done by, Coraline. It was done in Night Before Christmas. Like, those type of movies, those type of animations that make it stand out. Plus, this movie does what I think a retelling or image of a classic should do. Tell the story of it, but also bring something new to the table and make it something so unique and different that it's like its own personal thing. And that's what this Pinocchio movie did. Not only was it animated differently, not only did it have a definitely different blend of characters and story and lore, it did it all really well and seamlessly. And I was just sitting back and I was like, you know what, this is definitely the better Pinocchio movie. I was going to review it, but I was just like, I could not say the director's name for shit, and it made me just kind of freak out. I was like, you know what, I can't do this review, fuck it. Now I can just do it now, give you praise. Pinocchio's number 9. So here's number 8. Number 8 for me was definitely like okay, I'll slap this in there, because I thought this was a really unique movie. Well, not unique, but I thought it was a standout movie in the summer. And that's gonna be Bullet Train. Think about it now, I'm kind of like, I would rewatch it right now. Bullet Train was definitely an exciting, fast-paced movie with... What's his name? The movie had a good time with it. I enjoyed the action scene in the movie. I definitely enjoyed the characters. Easy enough plot to follow. It was just a high-octane, good summer movie. I remember seeing it in this August, and I was just like, Brad Pitt, that's his name. Brad Pitt. It's this, man. Do not drink and film. Trust me. With that being said, that was number 8. Now, here's number 7. Top 10 best movies of the year. Here we go. Number 7 for me, easily, horror movie. Yeah, what horror movie on the best list? Yeah, there were a couple good ones. All 2 of them were good. And that was Terrifier 2. Yes. This movie reinvented my faith in horror movies this year, because this was just one of the most bloodiest, goriest movies I've seen all year, and I absolutely loved it. Art the Clown's definitely... yes, horror icon. Put him up there with the greats, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Jason, and all of them. I loved Art. He was it was good in the bad way. And the movie itself was definitely like, be it a little log. It was a movie I sat back, and when the horror scenes happened, it's just like horror in its true form, in the most rawest form. It was horror, it was bloody, it was gory, it actually had a decent follow, and it was a little cheesy in parts, but I still loved it. So that's why, yeah, it's got a chance to see Terrifier 2, see it. Definitely one of the best movies of the year. Here we go. Number 6 for me is another horror movie. Yeah, our horror films back to back, stick together. Black Phone. Yeah, that movie. Like the first horror movie that came out this year, like sit back thriller movie, good thriller, supernatural horror movie. I had a good time with it. I love Black Phone. Definitely one of the standouts 2022. Now here are the top 5 movies of the year. Here we go. Now, number 5 for me, Wakanda Forever. Yeah, I know, a Marvel movie. Of course it's going to be on the list. We got to have superhero movies. On movie year is full of superhero movies, so of course one's got to be on the top 10 best list. Listen, Wakanda Forever definitely did a good job in that aspect. It did a good job honoring the late Chadwick Boseman. We love him. We miss him. And his memory was definitely missed and cherished in this movie. But the movie itself, I thought was, pretty... For Phase 4, definitely one of the best ones we had. Second to Spider-Man No Way Home, I had a good time with Wakanda Forever. Represented the culture pretty well. They had an impossible task that they pulled off without Chadwick Boseman, so they get merits for that. As you saw the post-credit scene, we know that we can weasel T'Challa back into the MCU and it'll all work. So yeah, Wakanda Forever, number 5. Now here are the top 4 movies that are like, yes, best 4 movies of the year, no questions. Here we go. Number 4 for me, you might be like, why this so low on the list? And this was like between 4 and 3, so I had to go back and forth. This comes down to the experience, personal experiences. So number 4, kicking it off, Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick was definitely one of the best IMAX experience I have ever had this year. This movie was just made for the big screen. The way that the sound design was done, like I said, when you're in that jet and shit with Tom Cruise, you're just fucking going off with the G-force and shit, and cool, I was like, I am in it, and I loved it. Like I said, one of the best IMAX movies I had, one of the best movie experiences I ever had. I watched the original Top Gun before seeing this one. It made me love it even more. The fact that that movie sequel came out like decades after the first one, and it still holds up, but it still feels like we didn't miss a beat. Merits. Also, I think it's the highest grossing movie this year so far before Avatar, so that's also good too. So Top Gun Maverick, definitely amazing, and I loved it. Here's number 3. Number 3 for me, again, a great IMAX experience. I got this chance to see this early in IMAX, and I made it even better, and that's the Batman. I'm a little biased because I love Batman, I love my superheroes, but this was definitely a solid, great IMAX movie. So remember the scene in the beginning of the movie when Batman's coming out, and this is the foot, he's like, kadoom, kadoom. I was like, it's fucking Bat Godzilla. Loved it. Plus the scene with the Batmobile and shit, when that thing just going through fucking cars and shit, and the Batman was amazing. Robert Pattinson killed it as Batman. We'll see him again, see if he can really get into the Bruce Wayne role a bit better, but him as Batman, I loved it. He did a great job. Cast was great in the movie too. Obviously no weak links for me. Another bit long movie, but I don't care. Had a good time with the Batman. That's number 3. Now here are the top 2 best movies of the year. Let's go. Number 2 for me, yes, it's gotta be this one. Avatar 2, The Way of the Water. Definitely one of the best Dolby movies I've ever seen all year. This movie, hands down, I walked out of it and I was like, I'm seeing more Dolby movies next year. That's a fact. Yes, I'm getting A-list AMC like tomorrow or sometime before the year's over, so I can start seeing more Dolby movies, because this movie was incredible. The colors, the sound, the eye candy was awesome. Again, another long movie, and I was just lost in the whole Pandora world, and it made it better because I watched the first Avatar, and the first time I ever saw it in life before I saw this movie, and I was like, I like this movie even more. I got the feeling of what other people felt 2009 when they first saw Avatar for the first time in life, and they're just like, this is just like incredible, like we're on a different planet. I got to see this movie in Dolby, and I was just like, this is the best Dolby movie ever. The visual effects, bar none. The movie's touching it this year. Story might be a little like, the story was like decent enough, okay, easy to follow, cool. We're just here for the visuals and the eye candy. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie. But overall, still a great movie. Number 2. So what's number 1? Just number 1 movie. You might be like, okay, I agree with you. You drunk. Coming number 1 for me. The number 1 movie this year for me, easily, hands down, has not changed in months. Everything, Everywhere at Once. Yeah, this movie was the most unique movie I have seen this entire year, and the entire idea and the concept of the execution was just so crazy that it actually worked. The idea of like, this is how a multiversal movie should work. And this movie came out like a couple weeks before Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness was supposed to come out. And I was like, Doctor Strange did not do as good at this movie, and that's a shame. This is how a multiverse should be. Like, the idea, the concept, the visual, the story, the characters, everything just worked on a multitude of levels. It's memorable, it's unique, it's original, it's just I cannot praise this movie enough. That's why it's gotta be #1 movie of the year for me. Everything Everywhere at Once. It was that good. I'm never gonna forget it. Highlight of 2022. And those were my top 10 best movies of the year. What are your top 10 best movies? Type below. Let me know, talk about it. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Starting next movie is going to be Megan. We're going to see that. And this whole, what I'm doing right now, it's going to be something completely different. So this is the last time you're going to see my videos like this. So I'll see you guys 2023. Have a great, happy New Year's and be safe. And see you guys in the next video. As always, subscribe. Until next time.